Robert Mitchell stood in his penthouse office, watching the Chicago skyline turn amber in the evening light. At 53, he'd built an empire in commercial real estate, but tonight, success felt hollow. His daughter Emma, just turned 7, was waiting at home with Mrs. Chen, their regular caregiver. The call came at 6:15. "Mr. Mitchell, I'm so sorry," Mrs. Chen's voice trembled. "My sister. She's had a fall. I need to go to her right away." Robert's heart sank. He had the landmark properties dinner in 2 hours. Years of negotiations, all culminating in tonight's signing. "Of course, Mrs. Chen. Please go to your sister. Is she all right?" After she hung up, Robert scrolled frantically through his contacts. Every name led to a voicemail, a conflict, an apology. Parents from Emma's school, neighbors, even his assistant. Everyone was busy or unavailable. Then he remembered. 6 months ago, at a charity fundraiser, someone had given him a card. "Best babysitter in Chicago," they'd said. He found it wedged behind his gym membership card, Sullivan Family Child Care Services. He dialed quickly, explaining his emergency. The woman on the phone was calm, professional. "We'll send someone right away, Mr. Mitchell, within the hour." "Thank you. Thank you so much." At 6:50, the doorbell rang. Robert opened it, all ready. Reaching for his wallet and his briefcase, words tumbling out. "I'm so grateful you could come on such short notice. Emma's had dinner, bedtime is 8:30, and there's a list on the refrigerator." He stopped. The woman standing in his doorway wasn't what he expected. She was perhaps 50, with kind brown eyes and auburn hair swept back in a simple clip. She wore a soft blue cardigan over jeans and carried a small bag over her shoulder. There was something familiar about her face, something that made his breath catch. "Catherine," he whispered. She smiled gently. "Hello, Robert. It's been a long time." 28 years melted away in an instant. College, Northwestern University, late-night study sessions in the library, coffee at that little place on Sherman Avenue. Catherine Sullivan had been the one before ambition pulled him toward Harvard Business School, before he convinced himself that love could wait while he built his future. I didn't know," he stammered. "The service, Sullivan Family Child Care." "It's mine," she said softly. "Started it 15 years ago, after my husband passed. I usually handle the scheduling, but tonight everyone was booked. When I saw your name—" She paused. "I thought maybe it was time." They stood there, the weight of nearly 3 decades hanging between them. "Daddy?" Emma appeared in the hallway, her small face curious. She wore her favorite pajamas, the ones with stars on them, even though bedtime was still an hour away. Robert knelt down. "Emma, sweetheart, this is Mrs. Sullivan. She's going to stay with you tonight while Daddy goes to his dinner." Catherine moved forward, her voice warm and natural. "You can call me Miss Catherine if you'd like. And I heard someone in this apartment loves to read stories. Is that true?" Emma nodded slowly, then smiled. "I have a new book about a princess who builds castles." "That," Catherine said, "sounds like exactly the kind of story I'd love to hear about." Robert should have left. The car was waiting downstairs. But he found himself lingering in the doorway as Catherine settled onto the sofa beside Emma, asking gentle questions about school, about friends, about the castle-building princess. "Mr. Mitchell?" His driver's voice crackled through the intercom. "We should leave soon, sir." Catherine looked up. "Go ahead, Robert. We'll be just fine." "But we should talk. After tonight?" After tonight, she agreed. The dinner was successful. Papers were signed, hands were shaken, champagne was poured. Robert went through all the motions, but his mind was in his apartment, 20 floors above the city, where Catherine Sullivan was reading stories to his daughter. He returned at 10:30, expecting darkness and quiet. Instead, he found a single lamp glowing in the living room. Catherine sat in the armchair by the window, a book open in her lap. "Emma?" he asked quietly. Asleep since 8:45. She's a wonderful little girl, Robert. You should be proud. He sat down on the sofa across from her. I am. Every single day. Catherine closed her book. Mrs. Chen told me when I called to get details about Emma's mother. Robert nodded. Jessica passed 3 years ago. Cancer. She fought so hard, but... He couldn't finish. I'm sorry, Catherine said, and he could hear that she truly meant it. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Catherine spoke again. After you left for Harvard, I thought about following you. Did you know that? I didn't. But my mother got sick that same year. Someone needed to stay, to help my father. So I did. And then I met David. He was a teacher at the elementary school. We had a good life together. 20 years before his heart gave out. She smiled softly. No children, though we tried. So I poured all that love into other people's children instead. The childcare service. Yes, it's been my second chapter. Helping families, being there for children who needed someone steady and kind. It's given me purpose. Robert leaned forward. I thought about you, Catherine, over the years. Wondered if I'd made the right choice chasing success instead of... He couldn't finish. Instead of love, she said gently. Robert, we were young. You had dreams, big ones. And look, you achieved them. Did I? He gestured around the expensive apartment. Sometimes I wonder what I've really built. Emma's the only thing that matters now. The only thing that's real. Catherine stood and walked to the window, looking out at the glittering city. Maybe that's wisdom. It takes some of us longer to learn it than others. He joined her at the window. Would you? Could I see you again? Not as a babysitter. As old friends, she offered. As a start, he said. She turned to face him. In the lamplight, he could see both the young woman he'd loved and the person she'd become, stronger, gentler, with a depth that came from genuine living. I'd like that, she said. 3 months passed like a gentle